because of this latency that a lot of creatives experience when they are uploading their content, it reduces the quality of their content. You will see people with great cameras, because a lot of people always say, oh, maybe because they're using poor quality phone, but that's not true. So what has been happening over the years is that our people have been creating, but the infrastructure has not been enabling. Therefore, they end up producing very poor quality content that's suppressed by algorithm. The creator, who is originally from Anambra, that is creating content about Anambra or creating content around Igbo culture, will not be seen, will not be visible. Rather, the people who are consuming content in Anambra, living in Anambra, will be consuming something from elsewhere. And they will be ignorant of
what is their own.
I've seen a lot of platforms that have come out from that effect. Young people have graduated from Unizik, 2 or 3 people coming up to set up a project. And they have been successful, a lot of successful ones, but they lack enablers. By the time they struggle first, second, third year, they don't see anything, they relocate. Technology has moved away from centralization to individuals. People stay in their homes and do incredible things. One of the biggest startups in Nigeria, Paystack, was built in people's apartments. Somebody reached out to me. In fact, that was just last week, and told me that, because I've been talking about this, the need for us to invest in this ICT infrastructure. So he reached out to me and said, Uche, see, is there any way we can get to Abia State? I want to bring my team. This person, guess where this person from?
Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bridging the Gap with Activate Media. My name is Chukwuma Mezie Okoye, and today I have a very special guest, a friend, brother, been with me from day one, my day one nigga. Rise with the nigga. Yes. Like always, I always let him introduce himself and tell you, who's with me here today.
Yeah, I'm Uche Okoye, popularly known as Anambra First Son. I'm the managing director of Trump Digital Media, and of course, co-founder of Interjam Records. Yeah, that's basically who I am.
So give us a little. So I've spoken about a couple of things now. Media, entertainment, just like add some details to what you do from the media perspective, and then your entertainment record label.
Yeah, so as somebody who is in the media space, media, I always tell people, media is the rhythm of every society, and if you do not invest in it, somebody else will invest and tell your story. So there's need for one to always be very conscious of the type of story about him or herself that is known out there. So if you want your story to be told right, you know that you have to be the right person to tell it. So I've always been a very strong believer of media and investing in it. So I've been in the media space for a while. I was once a broadcaster on radio. So the media space in the East has been largely in the hands of government and few individuals. It hasn't really been well structured. And we have external strong influence that somehow determine the flow and the rhythm of the media in the region. And so we have not really had a very good agenda on how Eastern media should be like. And it's one of the things that I've always been talking about, investing in the media, piloting the media agenda, designing a media agenda that will propel the growth and development of the region. So we are in the internet age, and the whole idea of media has gravitated towards and evolved into digital media. And to ask yourself, how much are we playing as a people in that space? Because it's a very big space. It's a global space that's not just you that are, somewhere in one room talking about whatever thing that interests you. It's something that is now globalized. So a lot of people are interested in what you're talking about, provided it's out there on the internet. You can come across somebody who is from another continent, consuming and being interested in what you're putting out. And that's the power of media. And so it hasn't really been rosy in this part of the country. And this is because our people are yet to understand the power
Yeah.
of media. I strongly believe that our people
That's
sit,
what
they're sleeping on the bicycle,
yeah.
as they
When it
normally
comes to
say, when
media.
it comes to media. So we ask them to
Okay.
invest in it. They don't understand the
purpose.
investment purpose. They don't understand the strategy.
Mm.
They don't even really think it is necessary
The
to.
benefits that
Yeah.
come out of that also.
Yeah, so some people think it is just about shout outs. It's about exalting their name or putting out their name. No, it's about setting a trend, setting the tone.
Telling your story.
Yeah, telling a story. And even the whole idea of investment, the whole idea of development, economic growth is centered around media.
Also.
Without you utilizing it well, how can you claim to be in control of business, yet you don't control the headlines that the business consumers are consuming? So it is not a good strategy, if you ask me. So I've been talking about it since 2015, and I won't stop talking about it until our people do something about it. On my own end, I'm doing the little I can, you know, but I know there are people who have the resources, the finance to do something. Look at what you guys are doing here, you know, trying to.
Exactly what I was going to say next. Because the whole point of having, like, I mean, you were with us when we were downstairs. 2023, and
how time flies.
Yeah, and I'm going to put up the tweet that came out of that day. And this year we put up another tweet, you know, commemorating 2 years since you put out that tweet, because that day was the exact day that we had a sit down downstairs and, you know, conceptualizing what Activate Hub, you know, was going to be. And, you know, we had that discussion, and then we said we always tied media to the conversation, and which is unlike most tech hubs, the media angle doesn't really show face, but it's something that is very prominent to Activate Hub, you know, basically, which, you know, came about with Activate Media. And the whole purpose was always telling the story of our tech ecosystem here. So people get to see, okay, because we're going from potential to emerging, right? That is where our ecosystem is at this point, looking at all the events that has taken place, the participation in these events that have taken place, at least in 2025. It just tells you that there's a switch, and you are headed in the right direction. But there's always that importance in guiding the course when you're in this particular moment, so as to do things with intention that has vision backing it. What impact, you know, starting from the impact we want to see to now, like, inform the decisions, choices, activities that we make, you know, currently, to now able to, you know, drive us to those visions and those goals. So my question now is where it ties in media and tech, that marriage that media and tech has, and its importance. Just your own thoughts.
Yeah. So, you know, over the years, like, you know, when I was explaining, if you notice, technology has always been intertwined with the media, because that's the avenue through which is a medium through which the information is being passed across to the masses. And the people who are consuming the content or the information, they are all over the place, right? And technology has to evolve to catch up, you know, with the people. And so when you do not have the necessary infrastructure to be able to channel the information through the right, you know, medium to the people, then you begin to lag behind. You begin to lag behind. You begin to experience retardation in growth, you know, retardation in every aspect. So be it economy, be it education, be it in any aspect, you begin to experience that. So what we have not done so well, because if you look at the enablers of the media critically, you see that it is tech, and tech evolves. Every 6 months, there is a new, you know, how would I put it now? Something very unique.
Comes up.
That comes up. And what that means is that that's involvement in tech.
Pace.
Yes, you need to keep up to that. If you don't, you become outdated, become, you know, useless. So you look at the region, you look at the ecosystem. Are we really in tune with the global technology, where the world is right now, technology-wise? Are we there? Are we anywhere close? Because that will inform the means and the strategy of our media propagation, right? No matter the story, no matter what we are putting out, be it entertainment, be it arts, anything, culture that we are trying to put out, and we are not utilizing the technology adequately as we should, we are definitely going to be trailing behind. So that is why technology infrastructure, especially critical infrastructure that will enable this, other things, creative economy to thrive, is very, very necessary. And this is where the government comes in, the private sector comes in, the stakeholders also come in. And we need to understand that this is very key to 21st century development. And I think, in my opinion, we have seen how we have struggled in creative space. And if you critically look at it, the reason why we have struggled in creative space, you see that it's tied to that lack of critical infrastructure that would propel growth in the media and of course, in the creative space.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So when we dial back at media and tech, sometimes what really occurs to me is collaboration. Now, telling our stories, because I've been trying with the whole podcast, putting myself out there as much as possible. But it has to be done. Someone has to do it.
Absolutely.
Someone has to take action. It's not the most comfortable thing that I enjoy doing, but it has to be done. But when we look at little things that we can do, increasing the number of views, all of us being responsible for putting our story out there.
Yeah.
There are little things that we can do in terms of sharing our stories, in terms of people seeing our stories. And I know that we've had this conversation before regarding the content that we put out on social media in our geographical location of here in Anambra State and southeastern Nigeria, and how it is distributed, or the reach it gets, and the locations. It matters. It matters a lot.
Very much.
And we've had that conversation before. So I'm just trying to dial you back into that conversation now so that every other person can hear some of these real challenges. Because when we're talking about the digital economy and the creative economy, we're talking about content creators now. We're talking about people who put out their ideas, create skits, do whatever. And we have taken note of this particular problem, which I want you to really delve into now, and what those solutions are, and who do we need to even call out their names right now to solve this problem.
Shooks, we're not a thinking people.
Yeah.
The year we would have been in this journey is like 5 years ago. We are almost 10 years late.
Behind.
Yes. Every ecosystem in the world has something or independent way of operation or operating. Every developer, if you look at the developed country, or people we are looking up to, or people we are comparing ourselves to, say in America or even in Asia, China, right? You see that every city, every community, every region has a particular strategy or digital strategy they have that guides them on the development. Just like what we spoke about, looking at how to develop media plan, vision, having vision, and crafting out strategy on how to get to that vision. So that same way, every location needs that strategy. The Anambra State needs digital strategy, where we need to be in the next 10 years. And it will require a lot of investment in infrastructure. So there's something called Internet Exchange Point, for example. Most people who live in Anambra State here, who communicate or generate data, for example, what we're doing here, at the end of the day, we want to put it up on social media. And that process requires a lot of technical,
infrastructure.
Yes, and it goes from one point to another before it gets to
servers and things like that.
Yes, and each steps that it takes requires a lot of analysis, right? And some of these things that will be required, some of this infrastructure that will be required to process, to analyze, to do all of those things before the content goes live on platforms, are not domiciled in the region. And one of the consequences of that is that you see some of the videos that are coming out from the region. If you pay attention, if you're very, very observant, you will notice that some of the videos, or most of the videos coming from the Southeast, have poor quality,
Poor quality.
very poor quality.
Okay.
And one of the reasons is because of it has undergone several latency,
Filtration.
yes, because of the time it takes
Mhm.
for that video to process and get uploaded is very long, because the infrastructure that is required to process
It's
it
not
and
done
take it
itself.
up, it is not anywhere close to where you are. It's just like electricity. Let me use electricity as an example. In Nigeria today, we have PHCN, and the power generated, the total power generated, the only one that comes to Southeast is just 9%. And what that means is that the power generators or the GENCOs, where powers are generated in Nigeria, I don't think anyone
It's close by.
Yeah, it's close by. And so when they generate it, very heavy load of power, they transmit it, right? And that transmission line from another region, far away, another region to this place, that's level of
strength,
the distance.
Okay, distance.
Yes. A lot of things will happen in between. There will be a lot of losses in between. So when it eventually gets to maybe a heavy company that will be requiring such level of power to operate, it may no longer be sufficient enough.
Okay.
So that's why many heavy companies may not site their business here, because there is no infrastructure to support it, right? Now, in the same vein, if you are doing, say, streaming, there are young people now, they do a whole lot of things online, streaming, gamers, and so on and so forth. You cannot do it here efficiently because the infrastructure that will give you that efficiency is not here. So we lack internet exchange point. Southeast, the whole entire Southeast does not have a single functioning internet exchange point. It's an insult to the sensibility of every Igbo man. And these young people who are struggling to make content and struggling to do a lot of things in the Southeast, they don't know that it is not their fault that these things are not getting the traction that they require. Your location is being assigned to you based on the IP address that is being assigned to you. For example, if you log into your social media platforms, sometimes you check, you will see yourself in Lagos, in Abuja, in elsewhere, Port Harcourt.
Yes.
This is because the internet exchange point is domiciled there. It's not anywhere in the region. And that is that's very bad, because when you create content, generate traffic, whatever thing you are creating is being registered that you are elsewhere. The consequence of that is that the companies, the data is being taken away. Whatever thing that's coming from here is being assigned to elsewhere. And if there is any need at all to expand investment by these big tech companies, they will never look at Southeast or Anambra State.
Because the data is not looking like
there's nothing that's happening here. That is what they usually see, right? And another thing is that because of this latency that a lot of creatives experience when they are uploading their content, it reduces the quality of their content, the output. You see people with great cameras, because a lot of people always say, oh, maybe because they're using poor quality phone, but that's not true. So what has been happening over the years is that our people have been creating, but the infrastructure has not been enabling. Therefore, they end up producing very poor quality content that's suppressed by algorithm. Because algorithm will see your content and tag it as very poor. The quality is poor.
The reach is low.
Yes. So once it's tagged poor quality, your reach will be minimized. So you are pushing and pushing and pushing. You'll be asking if you are cost. You are not cost. You are not in a place that infrastructure is enabled. So these are the things that are frustrating a lot of young people. You can,
without them moving,
you can think about the other things that this thing must have cost. Remote job, people who want to take online courses, people who want to do a lot of online
even training, some people do online training,
right? And attracting big tech companies in the Southeast. No big tech companies, none of them have ever thought of coming to Southeast, citing anything. But if we had established this infrastructure, or
it gives them
the opportunity to see, oh, this traffic is actually coming here. There are people who exist here, so we can take our CDN or infrastructure closer to people, and it will help a whole lot of young creators It will retain talents. It will even reverse migration. Because when people, especially these young creators, when they struggle and struggle and struggle to put out content and no visibility, they find themselves somewhere in Lagos or Abuja.
We get that a lot on Twitter.
And they
see
hit.
People saying, I have to move to Lagos because as a content creator.
Yes. So once they get that hit, they'll be like, oh, they have been wasting my time all these years. And we're losing creativity. We're losing a lot of things. Now, and that is on a surface level. Then on the deeper level is that we are losing our culture. Because what it then means is that the creator who is originally from Anambra, that is creating content about Anambra or creating content around Igbo culture will not be seen, will not be visible. Rather, the people who are consuming content in Anambra, living in Anambra, will be consuming something from elsewhere. And they will be ignorant of
what is their own.
Do you see the consequence? So all of these things are the deeper part of it. Another deeper part of it is that it will then mean that if you are creative and you have some level of talent, you will continue to live Southeast. And when you continue to experience this level of migration, you have a
watered down storytelling of your
watered down storytelling, then watered down quality humans. People who are going to be able to say the right thing, do the right, we're talking about
content.
Talking about media and how media is the rhythm of every society. And if you have people who are propagating it, migrate. The quality people who are propagating it, migrate. You are remain with the low quality. People who push out things that's unfounded, unverified.
Without intentionality.
Exactly. And that is how you gradually damage the society without knowing. So we are being heaped upon without doing anything. So we talk about a lot of things, and the lowest hanging fruit infrastructure, we don't have it. We don't even look at it.
Yeah, that's why we're having this conversation, because it's almost like us trying to do our own part in encouraging government to see what these mishaps are, right? And then if we have good intentional governments, and these are things that they listen to, knowing fully well that we have it's a creator economy in Anambra State. And from a digital marketing perspective, if without these data exchange points, we have content creators creating here for businesses here, for the customers here.
We have our traders.
You know what I'm saying? So it cuts across even the businesses. So the businesses would employ the content creators to create products that they want to sell here.
Even the e-commerce.
For the people, the e-commerce, all of that here. And then that content is being, watered down because of these data exchange points. It goes against trying to create a livable, prosperous, digital, technological,
whatever.
Whatever. So that we all have this dream.
Exactly. The dream is too big, but these things are the fundamentals.
The fundamentals.
Because if
we build this dream.
If you don't have this like a foundation, you are building on a quicksand. I forgot to mention the part where the traders comes into this. Traders right now, their existence is being threatened as a result of the e-commerce. People, especially young people, the younger ones are becoming parents, right? And they are using technology every now and then to do their day-to-day business. So if you do not have an ecosystem that has the right infrastructure, everything is going to be affected. The trader in Onitsha supposed to be visible online. Young tech entrepreneur can take advantage of putting traders in Onitsha or traders in Nnewi or in Awka, anywhere in Anambra State, online, get them seen by people who are coming into the state, using the search engine optimization to get them visible. Once you look out for a particular product, say spare parts, you visibly see Nnewi platforms or Nnewi stores or very well visible. You easily see Onitsha products very well visible. But when you lack this infrastructure, their visibility will be very, very minimal. If you go on social media right now, TikTok, for example, the North has digital independence. Right? They have digital independence. But we don't in the Southeast. The Southeast is the only place that does not have what we are talking about, internet exchange point. There is none here. There's no data center. This is something that somebody can easily take advantage of. And when people talk about, we don't have numbers, the numbers are not here, those statements is as a result of wrong assessment. It's a wrong assessment because they are getting this data from the same means that is taking our number elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So if you want to check who are those, the number of people who are using Facebook, for example, from the Southeast, you may not get the right number because most of them are being taken away using, as a result of lack of this infrastructure. So I encourage our leaders and stakeholders, those who are looking for where to invest. In fact, it beats my imagination that in Anambra, who are very good with business, are not seeing the vision.
I don't know if
they are waiting for Chinese are going everywhere investing in this.
I agree. I don't know why our people are less interested in making some kind of investment or businesses, right, in areas. I don't know if we just have this trader merchant.
It's a stereotype that
is that stereotype. Is it real?
It's not.
Because sometimes when we have these kind of conversations of technological investments that could be made, and we hardly see our people come back with that intention to actually build. So I think it's good for them to also know that there's an actual active digital technology ecosystem of talents, of businesses, of founders, of builders.
Yeah. That can be leveraged
that are in the state already, that can be leveraged on. Because some people come with this money, but they don't have the resources in terms of human to be able to get these things done.
Yeah.
But those people are here.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
So this is like, for example, look at Ifite.
Okay.
Ifite is supposed to be a place where young people will feel very free to live, a place where every young person will aspire to go and stay. Right? But if it has the worst internet network in Anambra State,
and that place has a lot of population,
it has a lot of population of young people that are making use of digital tools.
Yes, every day.
Yet we don't have enough infrastructure, network infrastructure there.
Yeah, and so we can make tons of money from there.
You can imagine if we have this, for example, the young creators in Ifite, the young small business owners, so many of these young people you see in Ifite, they have businesses, they run their businesses online, but their visibility is very limited, right? But with this, you see a lot of things coming up. I've seen a lot of platforms that have come out from that Ifite. Young people who have graduated from Unizik, 2 or 3 young people coming together to set up business, 2 or 3 people coming up to set up a project, and they have been successful, a lot of successful ones, but they lack enablers. By the time they struggle first, second, third year, they don't see anything, they relocate. And this is what we have been experiencing. But if we have the right infrastructure that will give them enablement, they will not have to relocate.
Yeah, I agree with you. And let's talk about where the government rules come in, right? Yeah. I always ask this question about our challenges. I talk about challenges. It tires me out talking about challenges all the time. I'm more of an opportunity thinker. So I'm looking at where are the opportunities. We have a government that, from all indications over the past years, it shows interest. It has shown interest in technology. The word is interest. There is that interest.
Yes.
Investment has been made. There's actual budget
has been assigned.
I agree. Into technology.
I agree.
So whether we like it or not, we are seeing that this government has an interest in technology. But we're in a situation where we have, after the last elections, we now see ourselves having government continuity for another 4 years.
Absolutely.
I think there is no better time than now to really press on this issue of technology from the beginning of this next, right? Yeah. And so my question is, from what you've seen, I mean, there's a lot of more to be done and all. Where do we start holding government responsible in advancing, seeing these things that we see in the ecosystem and taking advantage of, just like the infrastructural part? I mean, they have already started with this free right of way.
Yeah.
that we're using to get 5G network and fiber optic cables are going on. That has helped tech infrastructure. That one is the barest of all the minimum.
I'm telling you.
That was the barest of the barest.
Yeah.
But I think the next one is stuff like what we've been talking about, the internet exchange points.
Yeah.
We need to get to the next step. But where can this?
So there's a research my company carried out, and the idea was to see if we can come up with an agenda on digital independence of the region. We looked at the region as a whole, and what we are trying to do is how to have a parallel internet infrastructure that will serve the people, right? We cannot continue to be an appendage to the country. Yes. And so we are not going to sit and wait for when it is given to us. We should be able to create our own. Good thing our governors, some of our governors, in fact, most of the governors of the Southeast have given free right of way, and that is commendable. Abia State governor recently signed a contract with, fiber. I think I can't remember the name of the company now, but they signed a contract with a company that will be providing some infrastructure around this, within Abia State. That will enable investors to come in to set up the data centers and other, infrastructure. And I also heard that Enugu State's governor is also doing something like that. I don't know how true that is, but I hope that comes alive. At least we need tier 3 data center in the Southeast. The governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo, has really shown commitment, if you ask me, despite being one of his strong critics. But I can say that I've seen some level of interest in ICT. And so I've seen level of interest. And I know some people who are also in this sector doing fantastically well. So I would like to see more. But that's just, like you said earlier, that's just the basics. And there should be much more in terms of the vision, in terms of the goal and plan.
And engagement with the private sector. So
we can look at Southeast or Anambra as a whole and design a sustainable, something that will be consistent with the national policy so that we wouldn't go outside the national policy. So we look at it and see how we can implement. Edo State has done something very great, interesting. So they have done this thing that I'm talking about. So we can look at what Edo State has done and see how we can replicate and even do better, right? So in terms of willingness to bring ICT alive, I think Anambra State government is willing, but we are looking at procedures. The process and procedure of getting these things done. That's where the headache comes in. And we need professionals. We need people who understand these things, irrespective of where they're from.
And we have a lot of them.
We have a lot of them. In fact, should I say this one on camera? Somebody reached out to me. In fact, that was just last week. And told me that, because I've been talking about this, the need for us to invest in this ICT infrastructure. So he reached out to me and said, Uche, see, is there any way we can get to Abia State? I want to bring my team. I want to bring my team, Oracle. He's telling me that he wants to bring Oracle to Abia State. This person, guess where this person from?
From Aguata.
It's from Anambra. It's from Enugu. I told you, what about Anambra? He said, no, he doesn't want to come to Anambra yet, that they are not serious.
We're serious. Please, can he know that we're very serious?
That's what he said, that Anambra is not serious, that he wants to go to Abia State. So that Abia State is very serious, that if we can just get the audience, they don't need to do anything.
We have the audience for him in Anambra State.
I mean, that will...
we have the audience for him in Anambra State.
That will have to, you have to convince him on that.
And guess what? Like we have that place we went to near Enugu, that innovation hub that me and you visited a couple of years ago.
Okay. That's a private.
So, I know it's a private, but my point is that there's resources that we have in terms of collaboration.
We have more than enough capable hands.
We have a listening ear in the government.
So I just hope that we do, because the reason why the reason why I mentioned that is to let you know that our people are more than capable. But perception always defeats reality. So if you do not have the right media
Mm-hmm.
and your media propagators are not good enough,
Mm-hmm.
and if you pay attention to what has happened, you will agree with me, the lack of infrastructure has led to having low quality media propagators that are not putting out the right information that the government is doing. That is resulting to what's the perception that is exactly.
Yeah.
So if we have good media propagator within the government who have the right infrastructure that is propagating the right information about
intellectually,
communicates the right thing to the people
intellectually,
right? We were able to have people like this know that government is actually willing and interested in
listening
things like this. So this is where the crux of the matter is. So if we can get it done, voila.
Like I said, it is we are working with the government, or we are with the government. When I say working, I mean I rather work with the government than, because working with the government is the closest way to the people. And if for us, like as Activate Hub, really where we're in that intersection of like the show is called Bridging the Gap. We're trying to create that bridge between private, government, people. Everybody needs to come together. So the role that we play with what we do here is, how do we get our people trained and skilled enough for the job, for the digital job market?
Yes.
Right? How do we get them to that level that they need? So we keep improving our process, our products, our things. And we're also about to launch a new product called Go Digital. For us, it's more of a sustainable thing. It's working. It's a product that brings packages like service packages in the digital and tech creative fields, digital tech creative, and then taking it to businesses. We have so many businesses where, proper commercial states, right? So we have these businesses who haven't gone digital yet in a digital world. So I've created a product that takes them digitally, brands them, gives them proper look and feel, consistency, website, social media, content creation, videos, photography, product photography, things like that, all combined in one at a very subsidized price, right? And then what that does for them is gives them that visibility that they need online to talk about their business, tell their own stories also. And then also provides jobs for the trained people that we have in the hub. So the people that are being trained get to have actual money, that like jobs. So internships, they get jobs, and so the system is both feeding each other. And an initiative like that is something that development partners, government needs to actually take interest in, because it's almost like a symbiosis where it is feeding the system, increasing economy in terms of the digital economy for the businesses and for the talent, and also
that ecosystem needs to be targeted, and that's why we need that digital space independence. Because if you design if you look at the design, because one of the problems we have in Africa, not just in Africa, black race, is that I think we do not have the concept of design in everything we do. Because if you look at where we want to be in the next 20 to 30 years, you see there's no clear roadmap for that. We may have Vision 2020, Vision this one, whatever, but you see that it lacks design. So there has to be a design that takes care of what you're doing. What you guys are bringing. This package is very. It's one of those outsourcing, projects globally that has been taken over by the India, right?
Thank you very much.
And we have not tapped into it. In 2027 or thereabout, there was a report that came out saying that about 15 to 20 billion is going to be made or going to be injected into entertainment and media in Nigeria between the period of 2025 to 2027. Now, when I was reading that report, what was coming to my mind was how much percentage of this money is coming into Southeast. So you ask yourself, how do you even position yourself to be able to attract such level of money? And it's going to come in different phases. Like, remember I tell you that when you have visible number, if big tech companies identifies that there's number or there are numbers coming from a place in the Southeast to begin to invest in that area.
I agree.
Put in their CDN and whatever infrastructure that they want to put. So, but when you do not invest in those critical area of infrastructure, what will it cost to set up a tier 3 data center, for example? What would it cost? So we can have a governor that has spent more than that on so many things. It could be it's not it's not something that's quite cheap.
Yeah.
It's something that could be regarded as a legacy project. So governors from the Eastern region can come together and finance it all. Each one governor can take it up, can become the
You can be the
legacy
one
project.
that he builds, and he's not just building for his state, but doing well for
Any
a particular region.
Any governor that does it first stands the chance of taking every other region. So
it's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity to take. So I don't know what our governor is doing, regarding this. But if I feel like most of them don't really understand the need. And this is where I fault Soludo because of his posture in not being welcoming to opinions. A lot of people say that he doesn't listen to our advice and opinions. So this is where I fault him, because if he's somebody that's receptive to that, it would have been much easier to bring to his table that, look, this is actually
a need.
Yeah.
And then
if it is not something that is too tangible to bring praise and his name, I don't know if I'm being too hard on him.
No, I don't think you are. I think
So
it's as nice as he gets.
Yes, and I'm trying to be very nice, but that is one of the things that I feel like he has not really done well on. Being able to listen to, because I feel like people around him, they have this information. I've met some of them. They know what I'm talking about. They can bring this information. They have the capacity to tell him this is the next big thing. Take advantage of it. But without it not being, some people may argue that the one that is the Silicon Valley.
The Solution Innovation District.
Yes, that is coming up is a center that will house and do all of it.
It's a big dream. It's very fantastic dream. But my question is the implementation of it, right? There's so much when it comes to
what is even the goal? What is even the goal? Because there is idea of central. See, there is something these people don't understand that we need to let them see. Technology has moved away from centralization to individuals. People stay in their homes and do incredible things. One of the biggest startups in Nigeria, Paystack, was built in people's apartments.
Yeah.
2 young men built it in their apartment. They didn't have to go to a very big, district.
Yeah, I got you.
To get that, right? So it's no longer about the structure. It's about the infrastructure. So we can the infrastructures are not physical big building and all of that. They are
the key tools, components, and technology,
wires,
that powers and enables everything to happen.
Yes. So that's what we need, and I hope the right people are listening and taking notes of that, because it is the way where we're supposed to be going to. We need our young talents. A lot of people are becoming creatives. In fact, online platform has become a place where people express their talent. So if you do not have infrastructure that enables the usage of that online, you are unintentionally reducing the number of creatives, the number of creative the talents in your place, your region, without knowing it.
I completely agree. So it's always nice to have these conversations with you, because there's always new things to learn. And I'm sure like the viewers today would have picked up 1 or 2 new things. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you're following, you're subscribed, like this video so that you can share it also, so we can spread the word as much as possible. Most important thing with us telling our story here in the Southeast basically is for other people to see that we're actually putting in that good work.
Absolutely.
For other people to see that Anambra State is safe and ready to welcome you and your knowledge, your resources, what you have to offer. The people here need it. And as much as possible, there's so much infrastructural deficit that people who are of means from the states can always come back to support and, grow the state. The most important thing is, how do we create that home? Everybody has a part to play. It's not something that as young people we choose to leave for the government to do alone. So we're also trying to do our part, and hopefully, watching this video, sharing it, will definitely get to the right people that need to watch it and, ask these questions that are very important, and how we can all be of support. But Uche, it will be fantastic to have you on again. We still have so many things that we have to talk about when it comes to tech, media, politics,
entertainment.
The conversation is a whole lot.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching, staying with us this far. Like I said, I hope you're subscribed and like. This is Bridging the Gap once again with Activate Media. Hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you.